Merry Christmas everyone, and welcome to another video. Today is 24th of December 2024, Christmas Eve, and it's a good day today, a very good day. It's a nice warm sunny day despite it being Christmas Eve, and I like it, to be honest. I'm enjoying the current weather. And this is the second video I'm making at Ketley Paddock Mound. Now, in my previous video a few minutes ago, we found and explored 3 separate information boards talking about the history of Ketley Paddock Mound, but also importantly about a path called Fenn's Way. And we saw a bench dedicated to a gentleman called Fenn. Now, while I was making my previous video today, I met a really good pair of people, a really good gentleman and a fantastic lady who told me about Fenn. And unfortunately Fenn is no longer with us, but when he was alive, he was the #1 champion, making sure Ketley Paddock Mound became what it is today, a fantastic little conservation and nature area in the heart of Ketley here in Telford. And there's a community centre just around the corner from where I'm standing at the moment, which used to be a school many years ago. But according to what this gentleman and lady told me, Fenn would at least once a week lead meetings at this community centre to organise volunteers to do all the necessary work, clearance, gardening, landscaping, everything that was required to transform Ketley Paddock Mound into what it is right now. And to be honest, that's something I can honestly appreciate. That's amazing. And to honour Fenn, there's a bench with his name on, which we saw in my previous video today, and also a path called Fenn's Way, which, as I said, we walked along from one end to the other in my previous video. It's only a short path, at worst 10-minute walk, well, more like 5 minutes. Either way, despite it only being a small pathway at the end, in the end, it's a really good path to be exploring around here at this little hidden gem in the heart of Ketley. So, to the gentleman Fenn, who championed the creation of Ketley Paddock Mound, Merry Christmas to you, good sir, and a lot of respect to you. The last time I was here, the last time I visited Ketley Paddock Mound was February 2020, 4 years ago. And in the past 2 or 3 months, I had been wanting to come back and revisit Ketley Paddock Mound. And today just seemed like a really good day to do just that. So I'm glad I made the time to make my previous video today and have a look at and talk about Fenn's Way. That was really good. So what I'm going to be planning to do in this video, in this part 2, well, we're going to go and explore a section of, well, a different section of Ketley Paddock Mound, a section that we didn't look at in my previous video, but I want to do so in this video that I'm making now. So what we're going to do is go back to the entrance of Ketley Paddock Mound you can find along Holyhead Road, and we're going to be following the path all the way to the top of Ketley Paddock Mound. That's the plan. So with that in mind, we're just going to head back to Holyhead Road and just carry on from there. See you in a minute or two. So welcome to the entrance of Ketley Paddock Mound. And this main road here is Holyhead Road, and yeah, here on Holyhead Road you can find the entrance to Ketley Paddock Mound. Now this little brick building in front of me is a bus stop, and this bus stop is for the number 4 bus going between Montgomery and Madeley. So yeah, if you've ever been on the number 4 bus as it comes through Ketley, you'd have seen this particular bus stop, and this bus stop marks the entrance to Ketley Paddock Mound here on Holyhead Road. And from where I'm standing at the moment, to carry on, we want to go this way. And as you can see, we've got an information sign talking about Ketley Paddock Mound. And although I talked about this signpost in my previous video today, we're gonna have a look at it in this video, in case anyone has not yet watched a previous video yet. So yeah, let's check it out. Welcome to Ketley Paddock Mound. And as you can see, we've got a map of the area, and as you can see, we are here at the Holyhead Road entrance to the Paddock Mound. And the plan is to get up here. Now, I did say in my previous video I wanted to get up here, but what I instead did was follow Fenn's Way from Shepherd's Lane over to Red Lees. That's what I did in my previous video, but now we're heading up this way, if all goes to plan, that is. In the meantime, accessible path to the remaining section of the historic Ketley Canal with steps to the rest of the Paddock Mound. This path takes you past the lost pool, which disappears in very dry weather. It is possible to make a circuit of the site on accessible paths from entrances at Red Lees via School Lane or from Shepherd's Lane. The canal pool is a remnant of Ketley Canal, which was completed in 1788. It was a 1.5 mile long private tugboat canal and brought coal, limestone and ironstone to the Ketley Ironworks from the Shropshire Canal at Oakengates through a tunnel under Shepherd's Lane. The canal included the first successful inclined plane in Britain, designed by William Reynolds, the ironmaster, who was born in Ketley. There was a drop of 73 feet from the end of Ketley Canal by Ketley Hall to Ketley Ironworks at the bottom of the hill. The canal went through a tunnel towards Oakengates, which still exists under Shepherd's Lane. This was excavated in 1992, but its entrance is now closed up. There was a coal wharf at the end of this stretch of canal, which was still in use until the 1880s. Now this is a more peaceful spot where you might see kingfishers, herons and many other birds and amphibians. So yeah, welcome to Ketley Paddock Mound. And from here we're going to turn to my left and explore the path in front of me. And as we started to see in my previous video today, this whole area is absolutely gorgeous. And we don't have to travel far away from Holyhead Road before we start noticing how peaceful this place is. I mean, the steps in front of me over there, which we'll get to in a moment, it really starts to hit home at that point onwards how peaceful everywhere is around here. This pond in front of me and how it contrasts so much to the Holyhead Road where we was at a couple of minutes ago. That contrast is just amazing. So peaceful and quiet here, but very noisy just a few yards in front of me because of the traffic on the busy Holyhead Road. Here is Fenn's Bench, which we had a close look at in my previous video. It's a really good spot is this. And like I already explained at the start of this video, Fenn sounded like an absolutely amazing guy, setting things up to help Ketley Paddock Mound be what it is right now. Now what I didn't mention in my previous video is that we've got a signpost here with a QR code on. I've not scanned the QR code, but I would guess this QR code leads you to a website with more information about this local area. I'll have to check that out at some point, but if anyone watching this video happens to explore Ketley Paddock Mound for yourselves, yeah, see what that QR code is like, and hopefully my guess is correct. It gives you more information about the local area. In the meantime, what we want to do is head up these steps. So as we can see, got a bench in front of us and a section of the Telford T50 50-mile trail and a section of a Coronation Walk Telford 2023 can be found here at Ketley Paddock Mound. So that's good. Be worth knowing about if I want to explore both of those footpaths on another day. Now, as we found out in our previous video, the path that I'm looking at right now is part of Fens Way, and if you were to go in the direction I'm looking at right now, that'll take you out to Sherwood Lane. But we're not going that way because we've done so already in my previous video. Instead, we're following this section of Fens Way, coming this way instead. Now, as we saw in a previous video today, if we were to follow the path in front of me, we'd be on Fens Way, and that'll take us out to Red Lees, and a path that brings us out by the local community centre, which is just a few yards away from where I'm standing right now. Now, because we've already gone down this path in front of me in my previous video, we're not going this way. Instead, we're paying attention to a section of the Telford T50 50-mile trail, as you can see here, and we're going to be walking up this set of steps here. Yep, so we're going up this way to the top of the Paddock Mound. Really good to see what things look like from the top of here, to be honest. It's going to be good. So here we are at the top of the steps, and yeah, those steps were a bit steeper than I expected, Yeah, I'll be honest, those steps were a bit steeper than I expected, or what they first looked like anyway. But as we talked about in my previous video, and we may have a look at it in this video, there is a alternative path to get from the bottom of Ketley Paddock Mound, well, to get from the bottom of those steps all the way to the top here. There is another way round without using those steps, but we may have a look at that later on. In the meantime, this is what the staircase looks like from the top, and from here let's have a look at where we are. Really peaceful up here. We obviously can hear the traffic in the distance. No doubt from partly the Holyhead Road, but I also imagine maybe the M54 or something. I'm sure the M54 motorway is not too far from here. There's a path over there we can make use of. So in front of me is the staircase I used to get to where I am right now. Field is a bit muddy at the moment. I'm guessing because of recent bad weather, the ground hasn't dried up from all of that yet. And what you want to do, as I was talking about a couple of minutes ago, was come up this way. Yeah, it's especially muddy at this moment, so just be careful where I'm putting my feet. Basically, I don't want to fall flat on my face. Just going to come over to this picnic bench in front of me. Okay, so we have a look over here. We've got another signpost on with another QR code on it, and as I suspect, if you were to scan this QR code, just like with the other signpost we talked about earlier on. Hopefully this will give you some local information about where we are at the moment. So yeah, maybe I'll check it out later on. I don't know yet. But this place here is absolutely gorgeous. Obviously it's a great place for a picnic. And I think the Wrekin is in the distance in front of me. So yeah, and a good day, depending on where you're standing around here, you should get a couple of clear views of the Wrekin. In the meantime, I just want to have a look over here. The last time I was here back in 2020, I don't think I had a look at the part of the field I'm on, which I'm walking toward at the moment. So that'll be good if we have a proper look today. This field at the top of Ketley Paddock Mound is bigger than I expected. And I just noticed there's a footpath coming along the edge of it. Didn't notice that earlier on, but here we are, footpath. Here we are in the heart of Ketley. It's amazing this place exists. Got a couple of benches in front of me. Check this out. These two benches here on the edge of the top of Ketley Paddock Mound. In loving memory of Neville Upton and his contribution to the village of Red Lake, 7th of the 2nd 1930 to 17th of the 3rd 2020. That's a memorial bench. See, in front of me is the top of Ketley Paddock Mound. And if we have a look behind me, the path continues on down this way. I think there's a signpost in front of me as well, so I want to check that out. I've not been here before. So yeah, it's good. Let's check out that signpost in front of me. Ketley Paddock Mound, welcome. We've got a map of the area in front of me, another signpost with more information on. Paddock Mound is formed from the clay waste around an old mine shaft which was capped in 1992. The mine was shown as a disused coal mine in the 1880s, and ironstone, known as pennystone, is also believed to have been mined here. Before 1942, children as young as 6 often worked underground. In Shropshire, women didn't work underground, but on the banks. Here, pit girls were employed to sort the pennystone from the clay which came up from the mine, and to carry the iron nodules on their heads in boxes, also made of iron. Now, walkers on the mound can enjoy the distant views and watch buzzards and other wildlife, meet friends, or enjoy a picnic. Absolutely amazing. And as you can see, we're here at the other end of Shepherd's Lane, basically. So as you just saw on the map, we are at one of 2 different entrances to Ketley Paddock Mound, which you can find down along Shepherd's Lane. And Shepherd's Lane, by the looks of the map, is down this way on my right. But what we want to do is go from where I'm standing at the moment and follow the path down to my left to the Red Lakes entrance. That's the plan. So from here, this path in front of me, this path to my right, is everywhere we've already explored in this video. So we're not going to go that way. Instead, we're going to come this way to my left, follow this path, which, if all goes to plan, should take us down the Red Lees way. And hopefully, if all goes to plan, it'll hook up quite nicely to where we were in my previous video. There's a information signpost in front of me. This looks like a good area. This spot here. May have to come back here again and pay proper attention to this little spot. Another signpost with more information. Path to the top of Shepherd's Lane and Castle View and the top of Paddock Mound by this route or via steps. A full circuit of the site can be made via the path beside Shepherd's Lane and back to Red Lees. So yeah, map exploring more of the where we are. And this path here, if we go up, well, these set of steps will take us back to the top of Ketley Paddock Mound. Let's have a look. So here we are at the top of these steps. Let's have a look. And yeah, those steps come to the top of Ketley Paddock Mound, and as you can see, we're back where we were earlier on by that picnic bench. So yeah, so if we were to follow this path to my left, we'd end up at those steps we came up to get to where we are now earlier on. And if we were to follow along in the direction I'm facing at the moment, we'll get to, well, Shepherd's Lane again. But what we're going to do is head back down to that signpost we saw a minute ago, and yeah. So yeah, we're back here, and as you just found out, so we're back at this signpost here, and as you just found out, this set of steps takes us to the top of Ketley Paddock Mound. And if we were to follow the path that I'm looking at the moment, this will take us back to Shepherd's Lane and back to where we were earlier on in the video. So we're not going to be going that way. Instead, we're coming out to this path here, and we're going to be walking down this path in front of me. Yeah, walking down this way, and the brickwork of these old walls, absolutely fascinating. You can tell there's a lot of local history behind these walls. I wonder what building these walls used to be attached to, if any. And yeah, I wonder about the history these walls were witness to over the years. Here we are, further down the path, not far though. And at this point, we find ourselves where we were earlier on today. Come through the gate. And here we are, back where we were earlier on today. From this point, we're back at where we were in my previous video, at this pool area here. And we're back on Fens Way. On that note, I'm going to finish this video here. It's been a fantastic Christmas Eve, exploring Ketley Paddock Mound and exploring Fens Way. Take care of yourselves, everyone. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and I'll see you all soon in the next video. Take care and goodbye.